Hi, my name is Brian. I'm going to try to explain what I'm pretty sure happened with me and the state police in March 11th of 2016. I'm going to give you what happened before they showed up and what was going on in my life and my house, and what I think they thought they were doing, because it wasn't a wellness check. I was having issues. I was having to relive repressed memories, and I was having a hard time sleeping. Okay, and I was also fighting a dry mouth and stuffy nose. It was like every time I would go to lay down to try to sleep, my sinuses would swell shut. So I started taking chlorine HBP. Okay, and it was working fine. I was playing Star Wars, and I was telling, another person was saying how they were having the same things, and I'm saying, hey, I took this chlorine HBP and it's working great for me. And the one guy in our group, he was a pharmacist from England. He's like, hey Brian, aren't you on like some kind of antidepressant medication? I'm like, yeah, I'm on Cymbalta. He's like, hey, I know something. He's like, if you're ever like suffering from severe depression, he's like, take 2 or 4 of them, and he goes, they'll make you happy. He said, not goofy happy, but it will up your mood. So I'm like, okay, I didn't know that, so I tried it and it worked. So I was taking this cold medication on a daily basis, with the sinuses, and now and then a couple days a week to up my mood, to make me happy, because everything was falling apart around me. Well, you can buy this cold medication over the counter, and there's generic versions of it too. But when you go buy like more than 2 boxes, they want you to have your little license there. And even when you buy like 1 box, sometimes they want your license just to make sure you're 18. Well, I just turned 50, and this is when I was in my 40s, and the cashier could plainly see that I was well over 18 years of age, but they still had to run the card for whatever reason. Now, what reason would they have to run the card to make sure I was over 18 when you could plainly see I'm over 18? Well, the reason is they do this, and then it gets collected, and you can be flagged if you buy too much cold medication. And it's illegal for the state police to do this, but if you start buying too much cold medication, they'll flag you, and they'll start looking at what you're doing with it. Now, the cold medication I was getting has no Sudafed in it, so you can't crush it up and make methamphetamines, okay? So, never done meth at all. So, me being frugal and me not having a whole lot of money, I went online and found on Amazon that I could buy boxes of this generic medication, and I wouldn't have to spend like $4 or $5 or $6 a box of the chlorine HBP name brand medication. So I went on Amazon and I bought 12 boxes of generic. They were like, I think they were like $1.78 a box. I bought 12 boxes. Well, I got that through the mail. It's perfectly legal. Well, I was also seeing my therapist at the time, and she was getting like weird with me. I don't know why or what her deal was. And I was explaining to her how I was not having, I was having trouble sleeping, and I was staying up awake, and I was like trying to deal with this ball of voodoo that I called my head, which was suppressed memories, but I won't go into that. So, the product was supposed to be delivered to me on Monday, and for some odd reason, it didn't show up to my house until March the 9th, a Wednesday. And when it did, it wasn't in the original packaging. I'm like looking at it saying, did they like accidentally open it up and then have to repackage it or something? You know, because I'm looking at it and it looked funny. You know, the individual boxes weren't open, but they weren't like together like they should be. Well, I didn't think anything of it, and you know, you have so many things going on in your life, so I put one box down here in my living room for me, and one box in the cupboard by my sink, and the rest I put in a brown paper bag, and I have a spare room upstairs. There's a closet there, because you need to keep cold medication out of sunlight and at a certain temperature. So I'm like, I chucked it in there, because that's where I keep my extra toilet paper and my extra paper towels. So that was Wednesday the 9th. Well, Wednesday, I was supposed to have a visit. I was supposed to go see my therapist, and I missed the appointment. And I called her and I told her, hey, you know, with this sleeping thing, I'm going to miss the appointment, yada, yada, yada. No big deal. I didn't think it was a big deal. And I posted on Facebook, I was talking to friends and stuff, that when I was in high school, they used to call me Bean, and I typed in, you know, I was making a joke to some of my friends, hey, it's bean time. Well, she supposedly looked at my Facebook and saw bean time and looked it up, and according to her, bean is some kind of reference to doing hallucinogens. So she got in her mind that I was doing hallucinogens. So this is Dr. Can't remember his name. He's in Latrobe, but the psychiatrist and his therapist that worked there. So I missed the appointment on Wednesday. Thursday was fine. Friday, I was up all night and I was just about ready to go to sleep. And Friday morning, about 10, she called early Friday morning and was talking to me. Well, I was making an appointment with my dentist earlier that week. Well, I didn't recognize her voice on the phone, and I thought it was my dentist desk person calling me. Well, she goes, Brian, don't you know who this is? I'm like, isn't this my dentist receptionist? She's like, no, this is, you know, Bubba, her name. I'm like, oh, okay. I was just waiting for a call from my dentist, and since I don't talk to you on the phone, I talk to you in person. I don't recognize your voice over the phone. Well, supposedly that sent her into a tizzy, and supposedly that was the reason why she called the state police to do a wellness check on me on Friday, which I think was all bullshit, because the state police, I got flagged because I was buying this cold medication, and the state police said, hey, looks like Mr. Will's buying all this cold medication. What is he doing with it? Oh, well, let's just say the state police have been looking at me since I was a teenager. I won't go into that. So, because how can you prove that the state police are watching you? It's kind of hard to do. So, state police show up at my house. On the door, boom. Mr. Will, you know, I get Trooper Myers, big badass, and I'm tired, and at the time I was like 155 pounds. Well, the state police thought that there was some kind of crime lab in my fucking house. They thought they were here they used the guise of a wellness check, but really they thought there was some kind of drug lab going on in here. So they sent Trooper Myers to my door, all full of spit and vinegar. You know, he's a piece of shit drug dealer. He's making drugs in there. It's a drug lab house. You know, all angry and shit. Well, I answer the door. I know the routine. Hey, Ma, I'm not going to hurt myself, and I'm not going to hurt anybody else. You need to come out here. You need to sit on your front porch, and there's an ambulance coming, and you have to submit to the ambulance. Well, that got me mad, because in January I 201 myself, and my parents didn't understand what I was going through, and then they 302'd me, and that got me really pissed off, because that's more like somebody taking control over you that has no idea, doesn't understand what you're going through, but they can force you to do things you don't want to do, because that's the way the law works, which is bull in my opinion. So now I got this state trooper on my front porch that is very aggressive with me. Well, I'm not in a good mood now, and I'm mad because I'm like thinking, well, is this some kind of bullshit, or is my parents trying to 302 me, or is somebody else kind of trying to 302 me? So I'm mad, and I'm like thinking, you know, Mr. State Trooper, you know, I'm having all these, you know, I'm thinking this in my head, you know, Mr. State Trooper, why are you here? And I'm beating on my knees, saying, hey, buddy, you know, you guys should be out there catching the real criminals, like. And he goes, oh, I understand that you're having some trouble with your brother. Well, he should not know that, because I was having some repressed memories of stuff that happened with my brother and some other individuals when I was a teenager on a hazing incident that he should not know about, but miraculously he knows. Well, that got me really pissed off, and I'm beating on my knees. And I'm like, well, apparently the joke is on me. So I'm like, you know what? Let's see how far this goes. I'm hollering at him. I'm beating on my knees. And he leans in and says, Mr. Will, you need to calm down. And I'm like thinking in my head, how is being mean and saying, you need to calm down, Mr. Will, how is that supposed to calm a person down? It doesn't calm anyone down. But that's what he did. And so I'm like, I got even angrier. Well, then he comes in again, and he's got the state trooper hat, you know, over 200-pound man, all muscular, probably steroid out. Boom, hits me in the head with the brim of his hat. You need to calm down now, Mr. Will. And I'm like, okay. This guy wants to fight, and you know what? I don't want to have anything to do with this crap. So I stood up, and as soon as I stood up, that's all he needed. His eyeballs went, wah, wah, panic mode. He said, oh, I'm going to have to tase you, Mr. Will. And I put my head back, I'm like, really? He tased me in the chest. I fell forward. While he's tasing me, two other cops show up because they were in the wings, okay? Because they were already prepared for coming to and busting this drug lab house, okay? So they show up Johnny on the spot while he tased me 9 times over a 2-minute period, and those other 2 state troopers came in and put the boots to me. They beat the crap out of me on my front porch. I was trying to crawl away, and they were amazed that even though they were tasing me, I could still move, and it was pissing them off. So they were stomping on me, hitting me, punching me, and then I lifted my head up and I said, Jesus Christ, you people are going to pay for what you're doing to me. And somebody said, oh, fuck you, shut the hell up. Put their boot on the back of my head and stomped my head into the pavement in front of my own house. Knocked me out. Next thing I know is I wake up in an ambulance. They take me away, and now I'm supposedly this crazy drug person. Okay? Now the state police, in their report, in their creative writing report, said Mr. Will screamed out that he was Jesus Christ, and and we were going to pay for what we're doing to them. No, I said, Jesus Christ, you're going to pay for what you're doing to me. Myself, Jesus Christ, but that's what the state police do, and the prosecutors. They use creative writing to enhance the situation to make it justifiable for what they did to me. Now, while I was in the ambulance going away, apparently they came in the house. They were taking pictures outside the house, inside the house, and they went upstairs and took that bag of cold medication and walked it out my front door. My next door neighbor, Dawn, who was an eyewitness, saw them take that brown paper bag, set it on the hood of a cop car, and then put it in the car, okay? They never put this in the report at all. So now the state police are stealing shit out of my house. Okay, so now I had to go to the hospital, and I was not a happy camper, so they doped me up big time, okay? They doped me up, and then they had to run all these freaking tests on me and this, that, and the other. Well, my parents, they're in their 80s. They don't know what the hell's going on. They said they got a phone call. You need to come over to Brian's house. Blah, 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 blah. So they come over here, and the state police are already here, taking pictures inside and outside the house. And it's like a big... And they're like, where's Brian at? He's in the hospital. Well, my mom came in the house to get clothes, and they're like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm going to get clothes to take over to the hospital. Well, state police, they told the hospital, you know, I was some kind of methed up drug lab guy, so Latrobe Hospital people treated me like crap. They never cleaned me up, didn't do anything for me. And then later I found out that he transferred me from Latrobe to Greensburg. And they treated me like crap also. So I didn't wake up till the next day. They did all kinds of tests to me. I had all kinds of medical records. And guess what? Excella Health wants me to also pay for some of this tests that, you know, because the state police beat the crap out of me. But apparently the state police trumped up this story that Officer Myers on the front porch, he was the victim because they said I attacked him. They said I lunged at him and tore his shirt, and he said I bit him because he had gloves on, and he something went through his glove, and he had a little scuff on his pinky knuckle. Well, if you look at my front porch, he could have easily, as he was pummeling me, scraped his knuckle off of something off the front porch. But the state police like to use creative writing and make me out to be some kind of madman. Well, I'm not. And they got scared shitless when they came in here and said, where's this drug lab? There is no drug lab. It's just me with some cough medication in the fucking closet. Well, now, they have to make this whole fucking story up to justify them beating the crap out of me. Okay? So, my nephew Chris, he's a retired state trooper now. Well, I wake up in the hospital, I'm like, what the hell's going on? Where's my phone? I'm all beat up. I got cuts all over me. And troopers are like coming in like they want to punch me in the face. I'm like, what's going on here? You know, I'm telling my mom, give me a phone, and they're like, you're under arrest. I'm like, for what? Oh, you resisted arrest. Well, what the hell was I under arrest for? Number two, they said they charged me with simple assault on an officer, which I didn't assault anyone, and they said aggravated assault against a police officer. I didn't hit anyone. They were beating me. But God forbid they railroaded me when I had my trial. They gave me a public defender. I call him a public pretender, John Sweeney. There's a backstory to him because he used to moonlight as a state trooper back in the 2000s, and I asked him about it, and he said, oh no, that wasn't me, that was another guy. No, it was him. So, why is he a public defender in charge of the public defender's office when he moonlighted as a state trooper back in the 2000s. I know that for a fact. But they gave me this sham trial in front of Judge Feliciani. Yeah, thank you, Judge Feliciani. You let the prosecutor sit there and have a sham trial. He got to say everything he wanted to say. He got to paint me out to be some kind of crazy maniac. And then John Sweeney was like very subdued, not saying anything. And then you, Judge Feliciani, apparently told Sweeney that Brian Keith Will could not bring up what happened prior to the state police showing up, and I could not bring up what happened after the state police showed up. So I couldn't bring up my medical records. I couldn't bring up what the shenanigans that the state police did in my house afterwards. So you pigeonholed me to what happened on the porch. And you have 3 state troopers saying that I was the aggressor. Well, 3 state troopers against little old me. And I'm not allowed to speak freely about what happened and what really happened. So naturally, the jury, they're hearing this, and they had a witness that was like 100 feet away, and he said, "Oh yeah, Mr. Will lunged at him." Well, he didn't really know. He saw me fall forward. So I guess in his mind, it could have perceived as a lunging. But no, it was me falling forward, because when you get tased, you stiffen up and you fall forwards or backwards, wherever. So that was their creative writing to paint me as some kind of madman. Well, I've been silent long enough, and I've been waiting because I hired a real attorney, paid him good money, and I'm still waiting to go back to Feliciani to have this redone. But guess what? Mr. Feliciani, ho ho ho, he has no time for me, and now he's on vacation. Now here comes Thanksgiving. Yeah, here comes Thanksgiving, because Feliciani's got to be on vacation. Well, you know what? I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of you prosecutors up in Westmoreland County Courthouse. I'm tired of the crooked judges. I'm tired of the public pretenders. There are some public defenders that are good, but there are a lot of them that are pretty much worthless. John Sweeney. Now, I'm going to post this on YouTube, okay? So I want everyone to see, and I have, if anyone wants to know anything about the trial, I have the transcript of the trial, because here's the story that they said. When the trooper said he tased me, okay? He said, as soon as he tased me, that's when he called for backup. Well, the one female trooper said she was at the Westmoreland Mall, and the other trooper said he was somewhere between Greensburg and Jeanette. Now, I have the paper that states that he tased me over a 2-minute period, 2-minute window. And somehow, that female trooper and that other male trooper made it from their locations to my house in Bradenville, 13 miles and 17 miles away, made it from there to my house in 2 minutes, parked their vehicles, came over and assisted him while he was still tasing me. Well, last time I checked, state police vehicles do not go 660 miles an hour or 740 miles an hour, because I can prove that they're lying with simple math. But I wasn't allowed to say anything in the courtroom, and John Sweeney, the moron that he is, he wasn't going to do it, so I got railroaded. Now the jury came back and said, they're listening to all this, and they asked the judge, they're like, well, can't we consider it like self-defense? And Feliciani said, no, because his attorney's not arguing a self-defense case. You have to you have to judge him on the charges that were brought forth. So they're like, so they hit me with, okay, Mr. Will, you're guilty of resisting arrest. I don't know why I got a resisting arrest and a simple assault. Okay, slap on the wrist, but no. I've been trying to appeal this, and it gets delayed, on and on, infinitum. So now I'm tired of waiting. Judge Feliciani, it's nice that you can go on vacation and have all this fun time while I sit here in limbo. And the state police are out there, and I know you still watch me on that. And guess what, guys? I'm still buying a whole crap load of cold medication, and I got piles of it stacked up in my closet. Do you want to come in and get it? I ain't doing anything with it. And guess what? It's legal to do. So if you guys want to rumble, we can rumble. Because you know what? I'm tired of you guys beating the crap out of me, lying about me, making everyone believe that I'm some kind of crazy drug addict, user, whatever. Alright? Because I'm not. I am mad, and you gave me plenty of reason to be mad. And anybody else that was in my position would be fuming also. So, I'm sorry that I acted like a normal human being put in a crazy situation that I got angry. Wow. Yeah, I'm allowed to get angry. But apparently not, because since I'm deemed mentally, bipolar type 2, since if I express any kind of emotion, well, Feliciani and the prosecutor, they're like, oh, apparently Mr. Will, he's off his medication. No, I take my medication every day. You know what? I'm just expressing emotion. I'm sorry. Do you want me as a drunk? Like, I'm going to talk like this and just be non-aggressive. And no, I don't live that way, sir. Okay, so state police, Judge Feliciani, I'm putting this on YouTube and I'm waiting, because guess what? I ain't shutting up, and we got another case to deal with that car accident. Yeah, I'm going to go pro se. The attorney that I hired for this one, I'm going to tell him to take a back seat. I'm going to go pro se on the second case, because guess what? Then I get to go in the courtroom and I get to talk. So you can't tell me, Mr. Will, we don't want to hear you. You shut up, because your attorney is your voice in my courtroom. Oh, and by the way, it's not your courtroom. It's the county's courtroom. You just inhabited that room, okay? You don't own it. Because guess what? You get voted out of office, boom, somebody else comes in. So you don't own it. If you owned it, you could take it with you. So you don't own that courtroom. So get off your high horse and come down and talk to the normal people, because I'm tired of it. Thank you, YouTube. I hope you enjoy my rant. Oh, and by the way, I want to make sure I make this clear. No, I'm not going to hurt myself or anyone else. So don't be showing up at my house trying to do some crazy crap. Alright? Because that ain't going to work, and I'm going to have my camera on, people. Talk to you later.